guess we're up and going. Right. I have shit so disorganized here. Let's see. Getting rid of this cough. Let's see. Bring up OBS. Okay, Ramen Noodles, how's it going? No, not too bad. Just killing time, as the stream says. I am hoping to learn how to relearn how to play this game. If you are able to join in, the link is in the description for the Hangout. Let's see. Ah, okay. Alright, hopefully I got some other people invited, so I'll just drop my controller. Is there anything special going on right now, Ramen? Hey Terry, how's it going? I got the link in the description.
There we are.
How's it going?
I'm alright, how are you?
Not too bad.
Last time you played this, you chose die rather than escape for the most part, so
There was a lot of dying.
hey Ramen, just yes, I saw you got an early start on setting up the torture stream.
Yes.
I got a notification saying starts in 38 hours.
Yeah, it's I figured it was probably best to do that now rather than stumble upon it when the time came.
Oh, definitely. Just for me, it's good just knowing when to expect it to happen. It's makes it easy to plan around. So I definitely approve of the early start. Is there a way to win, or are you just going for high scores?
I think it's just, you're just going for points.
Okay.
I've done worse. Certainly done a lot better.
It's the kind of game that, like, if you watch someone who's good at it, you'll think, oh, any idiot can do that. And then when you try and do it, it's a lot harder than, like, the good players make it look.
Yeah.
Did you ever play a game called Uni Rally, or is also known as Uni Races?
No.
It was unicycle racing, but it was also like you had to do stunts, and every time you successfully landed a stunt, your unicycle sped up. So you had to try and gauge when's it safe to do a stunt to get the speed boost, because if you crash, then obviously your speed goes down to nothing again. So no, that was a really good game for the Super Nintendo if you get a chance to play it. I did manage to win it, but the final stage is just unfair because they can reverse your controls in the middle of the race.
Oh, nice.
And I don't think that's fair. I think messing with controls is a fake way to increase the difficulty. It's not a legitimate challenge, really.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, it depends on the game type. But... yeah, I think just... like RPGs and stuff, I know that they've done things where you can change they change the controls just because of
I think with an RPG, the controls being muddled matters a lot less.
yeah.
Like, if you're playing Final Fantasy, like, you might get into a couple of extra random encounters because, you know, you accidentally walk the wrong way and you've got to turn around. But that's really about it. Whereas anything that's being played in real time, I don't think it's fair to mess with the controls. Taking the shortcut through the grass. So do you die if you go off that giant skull? I mean, I assume you do, but...
I believe so.
Because it could be, you know, trying to trick you into not doing it. No slams.
They're right across the finish line.
What's that?
They're right across the finish line. Granted, it was probably not the right way to go.
Nah.
Bit of a shortcut.
Well, you got there in the end. That's what matters. And I don't know what the phrases appearing at the bottom mean. There's like chop time and... So, like, you know, dinner's ready, time to have some lamb chops.
What was that?
Oh, at the bottom of the screen it said chop time. I don't know what that means.
Oh, right here. Top time.
What's that?
For which one?
It said chop time, like karate chop or lamb chop.
Probably because I wrecked.
Oh, okay. It sounds like it should mean something, but you know, it's not a phrase I'm aware of in this sort of context. You show that left to who's boss. Which one is you? I never...
One on the bottom. One with the brown pants.
Oh, okay. This looks like one of those games, good for the time, but I can't imagine this being tremendously fun to play in 2019.
Well, I'm gonna have to try that. Well, that was a fail.
You chose race, but it didn't even ask you white or black. I think this game is doing it completely wrong. I think, you know, the delay between you playing and me seeing is quite hefty, because I only just saw you crash.
Yeah, there's a bit of delay there.
Well, I mean, there always is with me being in Australia. But it's just funny. Like you say, you know, that was a fail, and it takes like 10 seconds, 15 seconds before I see what actually happens.
Alright, now I know how to jump.
You just listen to
Hold
Chris
down
Cross.
A, and then press down up.
That is needlessly complicated for jumping.
That is incredibly... Let's try that again.
You know, it should just be listen to Chris Cross music and they make you jump.
Oh, I went the wrong way again.
Bail's not allowed. So you can't play cricket in this game, which I already knew. So you can jump, you just can't land.
Work on that timing.
So I'm guessing those are shortcuts that you're trying to take like through the pipe and
Just so we're aware, I did that on purpose. And the steering is absolutely horrible on here.
well, it's a NES game of that
Yeah.
era.
That is true.
And I mean, Pete says he had it on the Atari 2600, so gives you an idea of how old it is.
Hey Pete, this is yeah, I got the link in the description if you want to join in. Alright, let's go to the jam again.
Yeah, it's funny watching these old NES games. It's like, once upon a time, these were like top of the line sort of graphics, and like people were like, you know, it's amazing that we can get things looking this good. And then, you know, what is it, 35 years later, and it's like, what is this shit?
I actually beat Lester.
Are there other opponents, or is it always Lester?
I think there's other opponents. Let's see what they can...
Yeah, it might be interesting to see if there's other people you can race against.
Boo.
Pete's going to be here in a couple of minutes, he says. You should try and get your score to 1488, just to see if anything happens.
Yeah, just end it at that and be like, and we're good.
There's like this really massive jump you did, and then you just totally face planted. Pretty funny. Have you seen on Twitter? There's the hashtag 2019 in 4 words.
I take it that's not the way to go.
You can go off the skull by the looks of it. Lots of crashing going on.
There is a lot of crashing.
Yeah, did you see the hashtag on Twitter? They're like 2019 in 4 words, and everyone's taking it super seriously. And my contribution was 2019. It's like that's 4 words, and it very accurately describes 2019. And I'm convinced that your opponent's real name's that's just it stands for a reason. No, you're playing against Pete.
Hey fellas,
Hey,
Hey, Dan.
how's it going?
I'm good, man.
You're Johnny's opponent in the skating game at the moment.
Yeah, I just saw that. Hellcat versus Pete. Did you actually program that? Like, or
No,
is
they're-
that a plan? It's just that happened to be that way.
It just happened to be that way.
Yeah, the game's opponent is like someone Pete is like you've got like 3 people you can choose from, and one of them is named Pete.
I can't root for you then, Johnny. Sorry, man. I gotta go for Pete.
It's comes with the territory.
And, yeah, Aussie pride being what it is, I've got to go against you too.
How are you, fellas?
Hey, I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. TGIF.
That is very
Oh.
true.
Every day's Friday for me.
I was about to say, since you're unemployed,
Yeah.
every day it's Friday, really, I guess.
Really, well, every day's a Saturday. It's like, don't even have to, because on Fridays you still have to go to work, so every day's a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Oh, come on.
Oof.
Yeah, I think I had this game on Atari. What's it actually called again?
Skater
Skate or die.
Skate or Die. Yeah,
My
fuck.
controller has decided it's going to die.
Hey, you gave it the option. It could have chosen to skate, but it had other ideas.
And beat one.
You didn't even have to touch the controller and you still won.
Yeah. That's how good at gaming I am.
Clearly. And that's why Johnny's got the Titan giving you the double fingers on the side.
What's that from?
I would guess it's Attack on Titan.
Oh, right, yeah. So,
Yeah,
And
I don't
Button.
know where I got it. I found it on the Dorkly website.
Oh, that's College Humor, I think. That's Dorkly and College Humor, like owned by the same people.
Yeah.
College Humor had some really funny stuff back in the day. I still listen to their words that sound offensive but aren't. I still listen to that song.
They had the autocorrect love song too.
Yes. And one of my all-time favorites is they had the tune of American Pie, but of Cherry Pie, but they were singing about the number pie. There's like, she's my number pie, 3.14159. And like their stated goal is to sing until they reach the end of pi, which it's an infinite number, so they can't actually do that. But as the song goes on, they're getting more and more exhausted, and they start dying from exhaustion. And just declare that the song's over.
I don't even really go to any websites except for YouTube, Twitter, and Xhamster. They're pretty much the only websites I ever go to nowadays.
Well, College Humor has a YouTube channel. That's where I watched their YouTube videos more than I went to their actual website. You know that annoying guy Adam who ruins everything?
Oh yeah, he's fucked, that dude.
Yeah, he got his start on College Humor. The Adam Ruins Everything series was on College Humor until he decided to, he went to a bigger network. I don't know what it's called, but
It's True TV.
yeah, True TV bought the show, so he signed on with them.
Yeah, do you guys watch Wang?
What's that?
Do you guys watch Wang? He
Oh, Justin Wang?
he does that from the internet series, and he's obviously been on the internet for ages, and he always talks about old sites, like even before Reddit and 4chan, like that. Some dudes have been on YouTube that long that they're fucking even before YouTube and stuff.
Yeah,
I never-
Angel Fire Adventures.
Yeah,
Alta
he
Vista.
does that.
Alta Vista used to be the go-to search engine.
I can remember when I first got the internet. I think it was in like, oh fuck, I can't remember what year it was. But the very first thing I ended up going to was AOL. I remember. Is that even still a thing? America Online?
I think so.
And that was the first website I ever went to when I got the internet.
I think I would have gone to IGN. I think that was around back when I sort of late 90s, early 2000s is when I got to play around on the internet. And I think IGN, because I didn't know any better.
Oh, you switched on me.
Yeah, I was late to the internet.
Yeah, it was university was where I really started using it. To the point that I didn't actually finish my degree because I spent all my time on the internet. Not my most sensible decision, but you know.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, same to you.
Well, it goes 5 rounds, and then switches who gets the joust,
Yeah.
and it switched on me every time that I would go up.
Yeah, you try and hit him and then it switches and he hits you.
Yeah. I think like very last minute.
Well, that's just because Pete is excellent at this game.
Yeah. He knows how to handle his stick.
Yeah, evidently.
Are you playing this on an emulator or something, or is this just on PC?
Emulator.
Is it an Atari or Nintendo?
Nintendo.
So I mustn't have had this on Atari then.
Well, they've released games on multiple
Maybe
platforms.
it's... Oh yeah, true.
There were games like Dragon's Lair, which had like an arcade release and I think a Super Nintendo and an NES release and like an Atari release. So you know, it could very well have been released on the Atari.
Yeah, I remember playing it fucking years and years ago when I was a kid. I had an Atari 2600 and a Nintendo, or an NES, and then an NES 2.
You mean a Super Nintendo?
Nintendo, sorry, and then 64. I never got into the Sega,
No, me neither.
that shit. I was always a Nintendo dude.
Well,
I was
yeah.
always a Sony guy too, after that. Never, I've got an Xbox 360, but
well,
definitely. Yeah.
I bought into the whole console wars thing, where it was like Nintendo versus Sega was like a real thing. Like in the modern day, I couldn't give a fuck what system you play on. It's really not a thing. But back when I was a little kid, like, oh, you play Sega, Nintendo's much better. And then the Sega kid, nah, Sega's better. And you know, kids alike. So yeah, I never played any Sega games when I was growing up.
I remember my brother's girlfriend had a the one where you get Alex Kidd. Like,
Oh yeah,
I can't remember which console that was, but you get Alex Kidd built into it.
that
So I
was
remember playing that.
I think that might have been a Sega.
yeah, it was a Sega Master System.
Yeah, that was it wasn't too bad actually. I kind of dig that game.
I played that much later, like as an adult through an emulator. And Mum was saying, do any of us have Disney Plus? Like, fuck no. I cannot think of any reason for me to get that.
I think my girlfriend has it, actually.
Yeah, it's like I can't imagine there being anything on Disney Plus that I would want to pay for.
I haven't even heard of that, to be honest. Is that like a Netflix kind of thing, or
Yeah, it's
The
mostly
game.
they're gonna have the Marvel movies.
alright?
Yeah, I don't.
But if it's Disney, they'll probably have the Star Wars movies too.
Yeah,
Well, then you-
and these are all things that I have no interest in. I watched one Marvel movie, I didn't like it, and common consensus seems to be that it's one of the better ones. So I'm going to take that as a sign that I'm just not going to be interested in the movies as a whole. And my friend at work lent me the original Star Wars trilogy on the grounds that everyone needs to watch these movies. Why haven't you watched these movies? Watch these movies now. And I thought they were okay, like nothing special. So I never felt the love for Star Wars that people who grew up with it seem to have formed.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The movies are pretty cool. The whole story, actual movies aren't really what interests me too much. It's the whole story, and because there's a whole shitload of books and a lot of canon that goes behind it, and all the work what's gone into it. That kind of I like that kind of shit. And the games are mainly what interests me. Like I was talking about before in the chat, that fucking The Force Unleashed, the first
Oh,
one.
right.
Because Monkey and Scribe were talking about, or Scribes mainly, he was talking about, taking a good, or even making up a new character and trying to work with that to, rather than just, having surprise fucking Jedi that come out of nowhere sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you ever play Knights of the Old Republic?
a little bit, yeah. I never got in. I'm not big on MMO games like multiplayer online.
Not the MMO, the one that came before that, like the BioWare game from ages ago. Is a single player game.
Alright, no, I haven't played that.
That was BioWare back when they were good, which is going back a long time, like 15. But no, the Knights of the Old Republic. I'm not sure it'd hold up by today's standards, but at the time, even I, who has no interest in Star Wars, still really like that game. So, if you like RPGs, which that is kind of a requirement, but if you're into that sort of game, it does it very well.
So yeah, as we've noticed, I switch games.
I did notice.
Because fuck that game. Actually, it's more of my control that's being a pain in the ass. I'm ordering a new one. This time, I'm gonna go wired, so that I don't have to worry about it shutting down mid game.
My controller is wired. I did get wireless for a while, but I sit close enough to the screen that the wire is plenty long enough, not causing any problems.
You're the Steelers.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how to. Oh, that's why. It's because the controller's acting up again.
The Steelers are like the thief class, right?
No, they're all right.
Pittsburgh. They used to back the Steelers. He didn't like me. I used to back the Cowboys. So we used to have a little bit of beef back in the day.
Well, they're certainly sucking it up today.
So, what's Hogue and Willia?
Oh, it comes up on the menu.
Yeah, it
I'll
says
show you.
Hogue and Willia. I think they player names or something.
Those are player names. Like the top ones are running plays, and the bottom ones are pass plays.
Okay, and Hogue and Willia are players who will be either running or passing.
Yeah, those are runners.
Okay. Oh, so that's who's going to run the ball once you give it to them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Oh, intercept. Yeah, weirdly, I know more about American football than I do about AFL.
I don't know much about AFL. I never got into it.
Nah, me neither. Doesn't do it for me.
No. Both my dad and my stepdad were into the rugby league far more than AFL. So I know a little bit about rugby league just because I used to watch it with them. But it's AFL, I have no idea.
Rugby's pretty similar to American football, actually.
Except
There's a lot of
it's similar helmets.
all that. But with the rules, I mean, in rugby they can pass behind. I think they can pass more than once as well. And I've seen when the ball drops, or it touches the ground. In rugby they can sort of just roll it back, and they'll just keep playing on, sort of thing. There's no first down, second down like there is in.
See, the NFL is a game for sissies who wear helmets, and to emphasize that, they named their plays after duck feathers. How pathetic is that? Clearly, NFL is for wins.
And it's racist too. Look at Redskins.
Yeah.
Tisk.
Yeah, the guy calls them original Americans.
Original. Well, he's not wrong, I guess, is he? No, I guess it wasn't America back then, so in a way he is wrong, so.
I think it should just be Indian, but with a subheading saying feather, not dot, just to clarify.
Not your grandfather's Indians.
just not Apu from the Quickie Mart, different type of Indian.
Isn't that why? I think I remember hearing somewhere that the reason they started calling them Native or American Indians in the first place was because the first, there was a Dutch or English, whoever came over first, and they thought that they looked, because they had dark skin, they looked like Indians. So
I can believe that.
associated them with Indians and started calling them American Indians. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that, obviously, but...
Well, I know they were looking for a trade route from Spain to India, and they didn't know that there was any land over there.
So that,
Oh my god, we're sucking up here too.
But Australians are just as racist. I don't know if Pete has heard of Blacktown in Sydney.
I've heard, but I don't know too much about it.
It's called that because that's where they found a lot of Aborigines.
So they just called it Blacktown.
Yep.
Fucking hell. White people are so fucked, aren't
Are you guys around the fires?
No.
I'm not, thankfully. I'm way down in sort of the southeast of Oz. So I'm a fair way away.
I think I'd be closer to them than Pete is, but I live by the beach. Very low. As far as Australia goes, low fire risk. I mean, there's a reason our fire danger system starts at moderate. There is no low setting for fire danger in Australia. But, by Australian standards, very low fire risk where I am.
Yeah, the last I heard, it was kind of more in New South Wales. It's kind of more up to the north.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd be on the other side of the state, pretty much.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's been spreading fucking pretty fast and hardcore this year. So
It does that every year.
yeah, true.
Like
Actually, this time.
not only is the weather exceedingly hot, you've got a lot of arsonists who take advantage and set fires that they think they can blame as being bushfires. So yeah, there's always a lot of fire in Australian summer, and not all of it is started naturally, unfortunately.
Yeah, we get that fucking nearly every year. Some dude will fucking, and it's not even just someone throwing a ciggy butt out of their car window or something. It's like somebody's actually gone out and deliberately started a fire.
Yeah.
Nearly every fucking year that shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get
And
that
there's-
occasionally. We had a pretty big fire here a while back, but it's when the guy who started it just dumped some charcoal bricks down and didn't douse them.
That's not very smart.
And yeah,
Well, so
it burnt up. I think they said it was like $1.5 million worth of damage.
Jesus.
fucking hell.
That's I used to even be the fire warden on my floor for the company that I used to work for. I had to do all the training, what to do in case of a fire.
There's a lot of talk about backburning and that sort of... even Duck Dog actually was talking about that in chat a couple of days ago. Not in Monkey's chat, I think it was. Yeah, usually they're pretty good with that because they know, every fucking, especially in Victoria, I think New South Wales is the same.
Yeah.
They know that every summer there's a shitload of fires, so they, it's like a regular thing to go out of their way to go and backburn everything.
Well, it's just the sensible thing to do. It would be negligent not to do it. It's like, the fires are coming. It's just preparation that needs to be taken care of. And I'm sure I've told this story every single time fires have come up, but I just still love the fact that when I was doing the phone surveys, they had us calling a suburb that was currently on fire and asking them if they would like to do a survey on state politics. And very few people said yes that day. They had other things on their mind, it seems.
I can only imagine you're like backyard's essentially on fire and like, you know what? I do have time for this.
Yeah, no, that cracked me up. It was like, they told us what suburb we were supposed to be calling. And someone said, don't they have, like, bushfires there at the moment? And it's like, yeah, no, they do. And it was like, one of the people I called thought I was the fire department and actually said yes. And then when I started asking the questions, like, oh, no, sorry, I thought this was something else, I've got to go buy. Well, it's like she didn't say who she thought I was, but I'm assuming it was like the fire department or something like that. Because she was like, yeah, I can talk. And then when it was just questions on state politics, it was like, oh, no, I thought this was something else, I've got to go.
Something new I saw this year, actually. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but I saw footage on the news about plane choppers flying. You know Elvis and those big ass fucking choppers that'll dump water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently they've got this like flame retardant shit. So they and it's bright pink, or it's like a bright pink red. No, the planes will fly over. I saw like a crop dust plane.
Yeah.
And dumping the whole neighborhood in this pink fucking goopy shit, which is, you know, obviously it's flame retardant.
You're gonna get Johnny demonetized with language like that.
I'm saying retardant, not retarded.
Well, I don't think it matters. Context is irrelevant.
But yeah, no, I've never seen that before. I don't know if it works well or not. Or...
I know that my brother's house had some dumped on him. Like, as they were trying to... they were being evacuated from the town they were in. And I guess there was a scheduled dump that they were supposed to do. But they did it early.
Oh, okay.
And so as they were leaving, they had all this, like, the flame retardant just being dropped on them.
Just like, to give you an idea of what a prick I used to work for. Do you remember there was like a hostage situation in the Link Cafe, like a couple of years ago, Pete?
Yeah, was that dude? He had a machine gun or something on him, I think. Did he, or?
I don't remember the specifics, but
he was a Muslim guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he had like ISIS flags in the window.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was 2 minutes walk from where I used to, like, where our office was, and he wouldn't let anyone go home. There's like 2 minutes away. There's a hostage situation. Everyone's getting the fuck out of Dodge, and he's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just get back to work.
What a cunt.
It's the hardest working phone operators.
Oh, this wasn't the state politics thing. This was when I was working for my cousin. Actually, he's a financial advisor. So I was doing like paperwork for him. Like, no, don't worry about it. Just get back to work. Do the filing or do some photocopies or whatever.
But he wasn't just your boss, he was your cousin too, was he?
Yeah. But I can assure you I did not get any special treatment for being his cousin.
No, it sounds like the opposite.
Oh, his wife, which is my auntie, hates me. And it was...
I was just going to ask if it was the same family with your aunt.
Different aunt, still this one hates me too.
Oh.
And
different person, same sentiment.
Yes. And you could tell because whenever she checked my work, she'd give it back and say, like, there's like 15 mistakes, fix them. And then when literally anybody else checked my work, I was like, no, it's fine. So, like, when the receptionist, who was like sort of also the office manager, when she checked my work, it's like maybe 1 in every 10 documents I submitted would have a mistake. When my auntie checked, it's like everyone had 10 mistakes. And they're like, if I took it to the receptionist, she'd be like, no, I'll talk to Jenny. That's not a problem. But yeah, it was fun. And like, we need to do something about your error rate. It's like, yeah, get someone else to check my work. Problem solved.
Someone who knows
So-
what they're fucking doing.
Yeah. But no, at my dad's funeral, my mum said she could feel the animosity from that auntie towards me. Like, even at my own dad's funeral, she couldn't put things aside and be nice to me. Like,
That's kind of fucking pathetic.
yeah, I reckon. Like, because I kind of wondered if I was imagining it to a degree, like, or, you know, exaggerating it in my mind the extent. But then my mum, after the funeral, was like, that woman cannot stand you. Your own dad's funeral, she won't even be nice to you. Like, okay, good, someone else sees it.
What was the deal with that? Do you know why? She just had a fucking issue.
I guess I said something that offended her. She never told me, like, she never said, you know, I take offense to that. But it's possible, because, you know, I mean, I don't exactly hold back when I'm telling jokes. If you've watched Jack Gunsky's stream, you can see signs of that. So maybe she got offended by something I said. Maybe I killed the wrong sacred cow and got her back up. But she never forgave me for it, whatever it was.
Yeah, families can be a prick sometimes.
Yeah. I'm so glad that I don't work there anymore. It's completely a toxic environment would be a good way to put it. The non-family members that worked there were great, but the family members, not so much.
Nepotism.
Well, it was weird because I went to him because I lost my job, and I was like, "You're a financial advisor. All I want is for you to take my money and make it so it's gonna give me enough income to last until I find a different job." And my cousin was just like, "Oh, well, someone actually just quit like 2 days ago. We can give you their job if you want." And I was like, "Okay," because it was like a job that, you know, it made sense for me to apply for because I had, you know, experience with finance already. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, that makes things easier. So the office manager / receptionist gave me the interview, and no, you're a good employee. I'm happy to recommend that your cousin hire you. Like, okay, done. And then then my dad passed away, got my inheritance, and I got out of there. Okay, guess where I'm not going to be anymore. Bye.
I assume he's not your financial advisor at all. Since you got money, did you go to like someone new, or did you go to like a separate company or like a new company or whatever?
Well, I basically said to him, I want to cancel completely with you as a financial advisor. And I said, you know, I might be moving to Melbourne to be closer to my family because my mum and stepdad and their kids are all in Melbourne. And like, because, you know, you don't want to say, you know, fuck you. So that's what I said. And then once I was out, I just did a Google search on one that was close to where I lived. And yeah, I just went there. Completely unrelated to the company I used to work for. And they even like pulled all my my like assets out of the fund that they were in and into a different one, so that like there is none of his advice still carried on to my current situation.
Yeah.
Obviously, the non-relative charges quite a bit more than my cousin did. But yeah, that's fine. I'm more than happy to pay that to because of the frustrations and the tensions there. I think it's worth paying for someone who isn't in to do it.
Yeah, you're probably better off having someone who's completely objective.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if they're completely objective. I mean, that's their job, but you know what I mean.
No, but my thinking is he is professional enough that he wouldn't deliberately sabotage me in any way. Like, one, he'd get sued, and two, just his own personal ethics wouldn't let him do that. But what I was more worried about is he'd be like, "Oh, that's just Terry. I'll just give him the default advice. I won't really spend a lot of time on it. It's just Terry. It'll be fine." Whereas, because he had less concern about me leaving. Like, while I was working for him, he knew I wasn't going to get someone else to. So no, just clean break. I'm going to get someone who's got no connection to me at all. Someone never met before. Just get them. They've got, because if they start giving me bad advice, they do have to worry that I'm going to be like, no, screw this. I'm going to find someone else. So it is good to have someone who has that need to keep my business.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's.
So, is there another game on the agenda? You giving up on Tecmo?
I'm contemplating whether or not I should, because I do want to wake up early tomorrow.
That's fair.
So you just won that game, 15-9 from what I saw.
Yeah, walk away.
And on a high note.
Yeah.
Just one touchdown. Is that right? Touchdown, 6 points. Yeah. Yeah.
Field goals 3.
Well, I bought a new quilt, so I do touchdown every night. It's not actually a down quilt. It's polyester and cotton, but that doesn't make as much sense for the joke. So liberties were taken.
Are you working tomorrow or something, Johnny?
No, it's a day off.
You actually get those? I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Oh, it's Friday night, actually. It's your Saturday tomorrow?
Yeah, it's I got a 3-day weekend coming up. So
nice.
I took time off to do the torture stream on Saturday.
I am looking forward to that. Even if it's a complete mystery as to what the nature of the torture will be, I really like those torture streams, so that'll be fun.
There's always kind of a like, I wonder if they'll ever stream with us again whenever we do it.
Well, put it this way.
But it's more over.
Yeah. And I came back, so you're not going to get rid of me that easily.
Well, and it's moreover just it's not essentially just a torture. It's just something that isn't really all that good.
Yeah. But I do think it's funny that I sort of indirectly kicked off the whole torture stream thing, because I was saying that, I'd be quite happy to watch Nanette. I'm just not going to pay for it. And so you suggested a way for me to watch it with you, and then we streamed about it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that all started because of Bearing, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cause he watched it and he's like, I can't make it more than halfway through this thing. And
Of
I
course,
go, challenge accepted.
yeah, no, I mean, it was bad, but it's not leave halfway through bad. Uh, because I was actually enjoying just how bad it was. I was like, oh, you
Oh,
thought that was fun, didn't you?
there is one that I watched. I had to stop halfway through before I finished it. Like I had to take a break because it was just awful.
There are some that are just too much cringe, and he's like, no, no, I'm out. But it's pretty hard to get me to bail on it. Like I said,
It's just amazing who they're giving these things to anymore.
yeah.
Like
No,
they're just
if I can handle Nanette and Ali Wong, I'm fine. Bring it on.
oh it definitely gets worse. Um, yeah, do you guys follow Undoomed?
Sort of like I, I follow him on Twitter, but I don't interact with him enough that his tweets show up regularly in my feed.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah,
did
same.
one where he did a video where he was talking about an interview for this gal's stand up. And if I figured if her stand up is anything like the interview, I mean, it's got to be. Of course, it's going to be a little iffy.
Hmm.
And I watched the stand up, and there's a guy I was training that I had him watch it with me. And he just goes, I don't know about you, but I'm toning this out. Like, I'm not listening to this shit.
Um, well, I had gifted upon you the room, so you hadn't seen that until I, recommended the movie.
Yeah.
Have you listened to the Beta as Fuck song? I think you have, right?
That song has been playing in my head on and off since I listened to it, and I'm just like, God damn it, Terry, every time.
No, well, the same thing happens to me. It gets stuck in my head randomly as well. But I fucking love that song because, like, if you don't know who they are, it looks like they're making fun of SJWs, and then you realize that they're fucking serious. They genuinely believe everything that they're saying. Like, oh fuck.
Alright, that's what makes it sad. Man, I thought it was a parody as well. Like,
So did I.
fucking man, like, sings and is proud about being beta as fuck. Well, that shit, yeah, that's
The reason I thought it was a parody is because I used to watch Thunderfoot, and whenever he would do a video on Anita, which was all fucking time, he had this clip with the full Macintosh part of the song, and he would play it every single time he did a video on Anita. Like, I need to find this song. So I tracked it down, and because Thunderfoot was using it, I figured these were people who were sort of making fun of social justice warriors too. And then I found out who Jonathan Mann and Peter Coffin are. It's like, okay, dearie, dearie me. And then it just became like 10 times funnier.
the fact his name is Man is fucking ironic as fuck as well.
Yes, very much so.
Ironic, Jonathan, I don't know, fill in this, but boy, girl, bitch, there's a whole bunch of words you could throw in there.
Yeah,
Jonathan Mann. Jonathan Soy, yeah. They put so much work into that shit as well. You see all the editing, all the fucking shit they put into it.
That
They were
Jonathan
really
Man,
into it.
he
It's
does.
like, and that's like I told Terry. By the end of the thing, I thought they were just gonna start just awkwardly making out with each other.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it kind of seemed that way, didn't it?
the guy Jonathan Mann, he does a different song every day, and he's been doing it for years. I think he actually holds the world record for most days consecutively writing a song.
No, no shit. I didn't
Like if
know
you
that.
go to the channel, that's got like song of the day, 1571. That's how long he's been doing this thing, and every day he writes and records and releases a song, and that was one of them. That was just one of the songs that he wrote for his new song everyday project. So I mean, I got to give him credit for working hard, but I can't give him credit for much else.
Are they all that bad? Like, but they're
I,
all feminists.
I've never listened to the other ones. I kind of wanted to, but then I talked myself out of it.
I'm kind of curious. I might go to his channel and just see what kind of shit he does, and see if that was like a one-off, or because that one went viral. So
Yeah.
there's something
No.
about that one video.
I think it's because Thunderfoot used it a lot. I think that's where all the interest came from.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah. That explains it.
but
Still.
to put it in perspective, the Jonathan Mann guy who writes all these songs also wrote for Feminist Frequency, and is good personal friends with Jonathan McIntosh. So that should set your expectations appropriately.
So I bet he's friends with Riley Dennis then. Actually,
I
wasn't
don't-
Riley? Riley was working for Feminist Frequency as well. I'm guessing they're probably.
No, Riley wasn't working for Feminist Frequency. I forget what website it was, but Riley used to work for the same feminist website that Marina Shutup did. The one that went out of business and started asking for donations all the time.
Yeah. Oh, is that a different one? Is it? That's
Yeah.
Feminist something. So I must be mixing it up, but that up to.
See if I can.
Ask Google. Google knows all.
Yeah.
I got a good mate named Google. And he knows.
Everyday Feminism. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah. Fuck.
And yeah, that was Marina Shutup worked there as well. I think Fiona, Riley's girlfriend, wrote for them as well.
Yeah. I actually heard that Riley's moving back to America, or she's moving out of or out of Australia.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true or not, but.
Yeah, I can live in hope.
I just realised that was the first time I usually call Riley he. That just came out without even thinking about it. I call her a she.
Yeah.
Hell, this whole thing, it's rubbing off on me. It's working, feminists. Keep pushing. It's working. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think it's because you said Fiona too, because I'm thinking of Fiona. Riley's living with Fiona in Sydney, I think. That's what it is. She's actually kind of like
I think it's cute. I think she's.
Yeah, she lost a little bit of weight and.
Yeah, she's not. She's not dropped dead gorgeous or anything, but she's pretty.
The only thing that ruins her is her mouth. If she just keep that fucking shut, then.
Well, and if she'd keep her arms in not double jointed manner.
Oh yeah, the flailing fucking hell.
Yeah, she's flailing around like she's one of them.
Yeah, I think she used to work for a car dealership, and the balloon was broken, so she got to fill in.
I'm trying to think of that Family Guy thing, and that something wailing, flailing God, is it?
Yeah.
I don't want to try that. Fuck it. Yeah, or fucking.
I haven't watched Family Guy in ages.
I remember
I
my first time going to a comic book convention. There was someone standing in line right in front of me who did that entire bee joke, like that entire tube man joke, like line for line.
Oh
And
god.
I'm just like, someone just finish this line now, because I wanna be gone, like as
Yeah.
far away from this shit as possible.
I can't blame you for that.
But yeah,
I'm googling that. I want it.
uh,
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
yeah, there
Wacky
we go.
waving inflatable arm. I can't even say it. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. That's what Fiona is. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube woman.
Now do it 5 times fast.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I can't even do it one time fucking fast.
All right, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it.
Alrighty.
All right, well, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Thanks for joining,
No worries.
and yeah, thanks for everyone in chat, and we'll see you later.
Bye everyone.
See you, Johnny. See you, Terry.
Bye.